dream was to play first of all in our local amateur team, which is Bejos, and then maybe to play for one of the big clubs in Kenya and then represent my country, Kenya. I represented Nairobi province when I was still in primary school, and because of the height, now I started playing for intercontinental at primary school level. Yeah, from inter-secondary schools games. I think that is the time I was, one of the best players in that tournament. So Gor Mahia came in, AFC Leopards came in, Reunion came in, Bandari came in. So when I came back, I started training with Gor Mahia. You know, in those afternoon, we go back and we train.
But by that time, you're still in secondary school?
I was still a student at Jericho. First of all, I started as playing as a striker. And then I went to play for Millfield. And then I became a central defender. When I finished in 2010, you know, I played 450 games at Santos.
450 games?
450 games. I ended up becoming a captain.
Hello viewers, and welcome to Bonge Sports. And together with me here is former international Musa Otieno. So Musa Otieno, please take us through your journey to where you are at the moment. So karibu sana Musa Otieno. Poa sana.
Safi. Hi, my name is Musa Otieno. We've just been told. First of all, I thank God for this opportunity to Bonga Sports. I think for me to come and share my story. I think it is a story which is going to inspire so many young guys.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And first of all, Musa Otieno was born in a family of 11, and I'm the seventh born in the family. It just tells you that it is a family of boys, and in a sense that football was everything to our family. The way we normally say that you eat football, you drink football. You know, born in Maringo, Eastlands Estates. So I played in an amateur team called Bejos.
Bejos, I think I know
Bejos. It was formed from our family, because I just told you that we were 11.
Oh, that's exciting, from the family.
Yeah. So for me, football, like I said, that we ate football, we drink football. And I had a dream. I think for me, my dream was to play first of all in our local amateur team, which is Bejos, and then maybe to play for one of the big clubs in Kenya and then represent my country, Kenya. But you know, with the challenges which was there in our family, I think I really got motivation through my peer brothers.
Okay.
In a sense that they went to school first of all in Masi Secondary School, which was in Machakos. And by then Masi was doing very well into soccer, because the majority of the guys were from Eastlands. And every time whenever the school was closed, I was hearing their stories, the way they were going to play against other secondary schools, nationals, being the bus.
So that really inspired you?
No, for sure, because for me, that is something which I wanted to be, and for me to hear the stories that now I'm going to play against another team, or even, you know, taking a bus, because Dr. Kraft and where I was staying, it was just a distance of some steps to where I was staying. So I think I can say that they really inspired me to play football and for me to be the way they were.
And were your parents supportive, or maybe were they really harsh? Because I'm sure by that time we had some parents who were very, very tough.
But I think for me, my mom, she used to be, you know, play netball. She was a sports lady. And I think because of the club, the amateur club, I think our house was like, it was welcome to each and everyone, because we grew up in that community of, you know, nowadays things have changed.
Yeah,
and for us, I think we grew up in a community, I can say so, in a sense that you could have gone and eat somewhere, you could have gone and play, and those are the times when you're playing football. We said street football. Football was not ending, in a sense that the game was played, it reached lunchtime, you just see one player goes out, he goes and eats, and then he comes
back, he continue.
We continue. That was street football.
And that was the fun of it, Yeah,
I think, and that's why when you look at it, you know, the style of football which the guys were playing, it was about creativity. You know, we call it boli ya mtaa, ama boli ya juala, when we call it the sheng. And I think I really enjoyed it. There was no rules. The rules were you and the goal, or if you're fat, you become the goalkeeper. So me, I can say that I think I saw football as everything to me. You know, when you open the door, it was football. I went to Dr. Kraft Primary School, which I think at that time I was a very good soccer player onto our age. And I ended up playing for the primary school. You know, that was a very early age, and I represented Nairobi province when I was still in primary school. I was in study 6. But there's a teacher which I always say that, he was my father.
Okay.
There's a teacher called Mr. Makumi.
Mr. Makumi?
Yeah, Mr. Makumi, we call him Mr. Matena that time.
Oh, Matena.
I think for me, at home, my parents were very disciplined, and my brothers too. But every time I was looking at my peers, and when we went to school, it was a matter of books, and you play. And for him, he took us as his dad.
Oh, Mr. Makumi.
Mr. Makumi, because that is the time which I came to realize that a coach is a teacher, is a mentor, and is a counselor. So when he saw my talent, I think he wanted to work with me. And I was very lucky with the height, playing those entire balls. When I look at the moment, our member of parliament, George Aladwa, who is the MP of Makadara. Yeah, he was my coach in those early days.
Oh, Aladwa, by that time.
Aladwa, by that time, I went to play professional football in Makongeni.
Oh.
So most of my football I played.
How did you feel by that time?
No, I think it was a matter because I had an uncle.
From Bejos to Makongeni?
Yeah, because Bejos was just an amateur team. And you see, when you're playing this small Joala football, my mom used to go to a church called Legio Maria. And if you look at all the rules at that time, they belonged to the Legio Maria. That is a Christian, So I went to Makongeni, and Legio Maria was so big in Makongeni.
Wow.
And because my mom was a believer in Legio Maria, so I was forced to go with her. Wow. And those are the days that on Sunday you'll have to go to church. Yeah, so I was a member of Legio Maria. So when I went to Legio Maria, I knew that after the church I'll go and play football in Makongeni. Sometimes I ran away from the church when it's still going on, and then I'm into Makongeni football field. So I think my amateur football I played a lot in Makongeni, and then at Bejos now I played just at 38. My peer brother was at Form 4 in Pomwani, and because of the height, now I started playing for Intercontinental at primary school level. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So at 38, because I had the height, and we were similar to the face, familiar to my brother. So at that time we had the ID, the cards which the federation were using. So I took my photo was there, but now the ID was from Pumwani Secondary School. So the forging came very early too. So in a sense that I didn't have that opportunity of because I was underage.
You're still underage, yeah.
So I was forced to play for Pumwani under coach Basanga, who was the former player at Legend at Gor Mahia.
At Gor Mahia.
So he was my coach at Intercontinental. So in 1989 I played for Intercontinental. So I played for Bejos, amateur team. I went for semi-pro at Intercontinental. I played for Intercontinental Form 1. Form 1, first of all, I did my study 8. I went to Fafajerico.
Okay.
So 1991.
Just around here.
Just around the corner.
Okay.
And in a sense, from Dr. Kraft, I went to Fafajerico. And then something happened. When I was still playing for Intercontinental, an opportunity came for a team which was going for Seychelles. And I think that is the time now we find that the Baresi, John Odhiambo Baresi, who went to the States, who had a Coca-Cola Cup. And there was a team which was selected which was going to Seychelles. And I think I was in the team. But the challenge was because I didn't have a brother. I ended up being cut.
I'm
telling you in a sense that.
I'm sure
but I didn't have. It was painful. They didn't have a reason of maybe being dropped because until the last day I was dropped. But lucky enough, now that was the early 1992. I went for inter-secondary schools in Mombasa.
By that time, were you still in Intercontinental?
Yes, yes, because I was in Intercontinental in 89, 90, 91. So 92 now, there's the time we were playing inter-secondary schools, which it was being held in Mombasa. And by luck, or not even luck, by hard work, I think I really love playing in Mombasa. That is where I think I can say that my get-through came out. So in Mombasa, if we were from inter-secondary schools games, I think that is the time I was, one of the best players in that tournament. So Gor Mahia came in, AC Leopards came in, Reunion came in, Bandari came in. But I think through the toughness of the teacher, I was supposed to go back to Bandari. because at least for them, they wanted me to go to Mombasa and then they'll pay for my school fees and whatever. But you know, I told him Mr. Makumi worked as a father and as a mentor.
Yeah.
And I think for him it was no.
Wow.
Yeah, for him it was no. Because from him, he came from primary school level and then he went to secondary school for Jericho, which he was a coach and a teacher. So he knew my journey from an early age.
From early age, yeah.
An early age. And he became my father. And the father came to the other side. So for me, I can see that my dream was like coming true. In a sense that, you know, that early age, people knew me as Otero.
Yeah, and where did the name come from? Otero.
And Otero, in real sense, if you look at Otero, more or less they call it a starring.
Yeah.
In a sense that
because
in
like
a movie,
is
the one who is always in front.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I was like, everything I was there. You know, when it comes to football, I was performing. When it comes to running, I was like, you know, I was like, because of the height too. I was just a leader.
Oh, so the name Otero came as a result of you being a leader,
yeah.
Taking the lead in everything.
And sometimes, yeah, I see leadership sometimes, you cannot buy leadership.
That's true, yeah.
Leadership sometimes normally comes just from you.
From you, personally.
You know, from the early age, I was a head boy at Dr. Kraft Primary School, I was the prefect. So I was a captain. The captain came from an early age, not like now because of now coming up there. So at Jericho too, I was the captain and I was the prefect too.
Okay.
So in a sense that, so when we went to Mombasa, we played the inter-secondary schools games, and lucky enough now that the opportunity came in. So when I came back, I started training with Gormaya. You know, in those afternoon, we go back and they train.
But by that time, you were still in secondary school?
I was still a student at Jericho. So they saw me on the other side. So when we came back, I started training with Gormaya. And I think I was in a very split, I can say, seconds, I could have signed with God. I went with Gormaya in Rwanda. That was 1992, when still the coup was there.
You're still very young. Yeah.
No, I was still young. For me, it was just a matter of playing. And you see, those are the times which were like, we were thinking of, hey, if you're a Luo, you need to play for Gormaya. And if you're a Luya, you need to play for AFC Leopards. So I trained with Gormaya for 1 week, the second week, the third week. So we had a talk with them, and the talk was for me because with the background of the family, I cannot say that I came from a very wealthy family. You know, for me, I came with a family where they were struggling about school fees and whatever. And for me, it was just a matter of seeing now talent is going to pay for me my school fees. So when I went, and we just asked Gormaya in a very simple question, in a sense that they just need to pay for my school fees. But it was a matter of wait for tomorrow and tomorrow. So luckily enough, it was on a Wednesday. I cannot forget this incident. We played, that is a time now when most of our Kenyan players, professional players, were thinking of going to Oman. And if you look at Oman, normally really took some of our players to there to play professional football there. So the late Musa Otieno and his brother, you know, James Nando played very well, you know, in the former coach of Harambee Stars. So that day, Gormaya were playing the professional guys from Oman, and it was a night game.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a night game, and I was given an opportunity of marking Nandwa. And I think because of the height, you know, I cannot lie to you, I was very good in the air. And I think that was
took all the balls.
Yeah. And I was like, you know, first of all, I started as playing as a striker, and then I went to play for midfield, and then I became a central defender. Because if I can go back and tell you that there was a school which you were playing against in primary, and then they had a big guy like me. And then Mr. Makumi told me that, hey, Musa, today you're not going to be a striker. You'll have to go and mark this guy because he's big. I'm telling you, they normally say that you put somebody in the pocket. I put that striker onto my pocket.
Your pocket. Yeah. So you really marked him.
So I really marked him. And since then, I can tell you that the position changed. And that's why sometimes, naturally, I was not a defender. Naturally, I was converted to be a defender. And that's why sometimes people talk and say that, hey, why he didn't get a red card or so. So the quality of a midfielder or as a striker just came to me.
You had him already.
Because I was playing as a striker, I went to play as a midfielder. And then now I went back to the defense. So it means that the exposure, the calmness of getting the ball, playing it around, it was so easy for me.
Really played a key role in you not
for me.
Card,
And that's why people say, which allergy for red? What is happening? But hey, come to Nikuchenge, pass pigwe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a defender who has never got a red card. Why?
Yeah, it was quite interesting because you never used to get these cards.
So, but you see the quality of getting the ball as quickly as possible, taking the guys on. Why kick somebody?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
If it is tough, I'll take you tough. So the last game when we played the professional guy at City Stadium, I think the late Jack Johnson, you know, may his soul rest in peace, and Mohamed Abbas, and even then Leopards team manager was Patrick Nagy, who was even the national team manager. So they saw the match, and immediately after the match, the coach were in love with me, I can say so. He really saw me, and he said that he can work with that ball. So when I was like coming out of the game there at City Stadium, Mohamed Abbas called me. He said, hey, kijana kuja hapa.
The goalkeeper.
The goalkeeper, you know, with that voice. Have you signed? I told him no. I said, don't sign. He just told me like that, don't sign. I want to see your parents. So for me it was like, ish. And then the coach came to me, the white guy, Jack Johnson. He just called me Shani. You know, he was from Denmark. He just, at that time, he just adapted me and said, hey, Shani, I look after you. Immediately. Say,
wow.
I love the way you're playing. I look after you. So the next day, I took them to my parents. That was in Maringo.
So you really felt warm after?
No, because that is part of my dream. Now I'm training with Gormaya. Gormaya is situated. You know, remember I said the amateur club. Because each and every child needs to have a dream.
That's right.
And for me, the dream was to play for Bejos. After Bejos, I went to high school. Finished high school. Now I'm in high school and I'm playing.
Still playing, yeah.
But now the parents now, they were really onto me. The teacher was really onto me. Even the time which I was playing for Leopards, you know. So I end up signing with Leopards on a Saturday. In another restaurant in Bahati.
Baha.
Yeah, Baha. Baha and Maringo is not so far. And that Saturday, Gormaya were waiting for me. Because, you know, Paulo Cheng at that time was the one. Paulo Cheng is
so they were still waiting for you to go and sign with them?
No, because I was supposed on that Saturday, on a Wednesday, they saw me playing. And at that time, you know, in the pre-season, Paul was not there. So for them, they felt like, hey, tumeshapata mtu kushinda Paul. So if Paul wants to go, he must just go.
Yeah.
And now, you know, Luo people can talk.
Yes, yes.
So they wanted to come and see me on that Saturday. And that Saturday, when they were waiting for me, I was busy signing.
Signing for a signing. For them.
So in the afternoon, they didn't see me. And you see, those are the days which you don't have fun. You just know, yeah, you just guess and see, maybe let's just go to where he comes from. Amesha sign, but there was no communication at NPG steam what tutampata wapi. So the only place which they could have gotten you was just coming to my parents' house. So for me, after signing with Gormaya, chilling with the boys, at that time 200,000 pap. The
that was a lot of money by that time.
By 1992.
A lot of money.
So those are the time where this Girongo came in, the 500. So those are the 500, look at them.
Yes, you could just try to imagine all this money.
You know, they were teasing me at school, they were saying that I was getting a lot of money than the head teacher.
Than the head teacher. that must have been a big joke.
No, it was a big joke, but again for me, I just want to play football. So the good thing, my parents, you know, they supported me, but it was a very big issue. Because I'm a Luo, I ended up playing for Leopards. But they didn't know my story. I went there because I wanted to play football. And these are the people.
Not because you are.
Not because I was like a Luo. I didn't know about that.
You know, still young also.
I was still young at that time. So I signed with Leopards. The good thing is, like, you know, I had people like mentors for me. In school, it was Mr. Makum. At AC Leopards, he was the coach himself. Because he's the one who said that, and he promised my parents that I'll look after this boy.
He's going to take care of
and I'll make sure that he has finished school. I can tell you it was not easy. You know? At
Leopard?
Not even at Leopard, because there's a sense that people knew me as Otero. So when they came and said that Musa Otieno, who is Musa Otieno? You know, the guys didn't know Musa Otieno because at that time it was a matter of going with the nickname. So when they saw the pictures, like, Otero tell anywhere. This Musa is somebody else. So, but where I'm sitting, when I look at my teachers, I say that, you know, sometimes in a journey, you need to get people who can walk with you. My brother was there for me. You know, my parents were there for me. I became a parent in a very early age at Form 2. First of all, I paid for my old school fees, and the money which I was getting, it was going back to my family.
Your family,
So in a sense that me, my father, you know, may his soul rest in peace. You know, I didn't have my dad at the moment, but he was there for me. You know, my peer brothers were there for me. When he goes to schools, sometimes at Leopards, you go and play in Kakamega, the club will make sure that immediately after the game, I'm back in Nairobi.
Okay, immediately.
And then the next day I'm in the class. So we had a very good agreement again with the school, in the sense that the head teacher was there. You know, Mr. Mwangi was very supportive again to me and Mr. Makumi. Sometimes I'll reach in the class in the morning, they know that I've played maybe away from Nairobi. So I'll be in class maybe at around 10 or 11. And then
maybe to cut it short a little bit, how did you feel to take the responsibility of your brothers and your parents by that time?
I grew up in a carpenter, dad was a family. And I'm a carpenter too.
You too?
You know, because at school I went to I did carpentry at Fafajiriko. But we were poor in a sense that, and the discipline was there. So all the decisions which I was making, it was part of our family.
And your family and your entire family was happy because?
No, they were happy because you know, for them, you know, our family were not a family which were like fighting. We were a big family, you know, respected family. First of all, I can say so. Very disciplined. So the discipline came from the family too, and the school.
And by that time, how was the entire community perceiving you?
Wow! And remember, that's what I said. You know, for us, we grew up in the community. You know, when I look back, you know, there's this meat which is called matumbo.
Matumbo, yeah.
Yeah, matumbo at that time, you know, chapati used to sit chapati, but chapati were coming once in December. You know, chapatis were not like now. You know, chapo, it was a matter of if you see a family where chapo is being cooked, maybe there is a big guy who has come to that family. Yeah. So for me, because of that, I can tell you that, and that's why I'll tell you later why I'm doing whatever I'm doing. Because I think for me, I grew up in a community where they'll see that is Musa, they respect him and they respect me. And I grew up in a family where I'll do something bad, and a community where they'll tell, hey, Ume do something bad. You know, the other family, a parent will cane you. It doesn't matter that he's a biological father. As long as you just do a mistake, he's ready to punish you. So that's why, you know, it's like we grew up in the community, not like now.
And how was life at AFC Leopard at that time? You were still young, and you had responsibility at home. You were still in school, and you had to perform in the team. Yeah.
I think for me, you know, sometimes with this growing up, you know, in the community, you know, things like Kotbiro, this tournament is called Kotbiro. Yeah. You know, in Jericho there was this, we call it Camp now. It was called Owanjeso. I think what really happened and really helped me, at Intercontinental I was playing Kawangware in Kangeni. And that is a toughness again. At my early age, I was playing Makongeni. That is another culture. Another tough area. So I think for me, the toughness came from this other small competition which I was playing. Kotbiro was like, hey, it was hell.
I know it was hell. Just hell. Yeah.
Makongeni, it was another hell. So when you come up to Dr. Kraft or inter-secondary schools game, already what are you going to tell me? You know?
So all these different communities that used to play football, they really helped build you. Yeah, because they made you who you are at the moment.
We had different cultures. Because Kawangware is Kawangware.
And by that time you're earning good money. How are you able to handle that money?
all my money went to my parents. You know? And even, you know, those are the days when you had jeans. You know jeans? Yeah. You know, I'm telling you, you are like wearing jeans kutoka juu mpaka chini. Yeah, we are going to Kikomba market. That is the time now you know that, hey, you know what? Hey, you're Otero now. And,
good thing you had good parents, at least who could be able to support you handle that money, because I believe that money was a lot. Yeah, by that time it was a lot. Yeah.
No, it was a lot, and it is a money which didn't last again for long, because of that is the time now you had this YK92. You know, the time which was the chairman was Jirongo. And I think it is just because of that election time for another 3 months, and then the money disappeared at AFC Leopards. You know, and at Leopards, how did I survive? You know, that is a very good question which you asked me. You know, that is the time I played with people like John Odie. You know, that is the time now I played with people like Mohanji, you know, Washington Kamadi, you know, Michael Obonyo, who was my captain, you know, if you can recall those names. So first of all, like Odie too was again my other mentor to me into the club, because Odie was working at Kenya Airways. He was playing for the national team, and he was my roommate. You know, if you look at a player like Charles Tigana, who at the moment is in Sweden, you know, people like Vincent Kwarula, people like Samuel Molo. You had good players, I had guys who were more disciplined. So everywhere I had a mentors. You know,
they supported you.
Yeah, they really helped me. And I can say that for me, fame didn't come to my head. That is one thing I can say.
And by that time, did you manage to even to play some matches? Because
Wow. You know, hey, let me tell you. First of all, at Leopards, you know, Leopard had this club called Kenya Breweries. Every time Breweries was beating Leopards, regardless of whatever happens. And there was a striker, an experienced striker called Henry Motego. Yeah, Motego was every and Paul Onyera. And Paul Onyera. Every time they were playing Leopards, it was a bit of a challenge. So for me, my first game was to mark Motego. And coming from the ghetto,
marking a strong guy,
and Motego was called Ndevu.
Fast,
Yeah, that's the time it was called Ndovu. He was passing with everybody. And I think one thing which I first of all in that game, I remember it very well. I think it was a cup game. And my first tackle for Motego, I felt down and Motego passed. I came to realize that, you know, sometimes in football, you end up taking your own initiative. I say that, hey, I told myself, this one, it will go like Kothbiro. And I knew that. And I knew if it's either I make it or I break it. And if I can just go back a bit there, you know, the day which I was like at Leopards, I didn't have my jersey number. You know, and those are the time which the class were believing on Muti. You know, in a sense that you cannot touch anybody's jersey, or sit on somebody's bus. So at Leopards, I started with jersey number 13. You know, so you can't, you know, all the jerseys were laid down. And for me, it was a matter of now choosing. So I liked jersey number 4. I was told, wachana na hiyo. Ina mwenyewe. I went to jersey number 2. Moto. So the jersey number which I saw, it was jersey number 13. And that was for Tom Mboko. Yes. And I was told his story. He was a very quiet guy. So I took jersey number 13. And you know, when you grew up, you knew that number 13, it was a bad luck jersey. So I took the jersey, I entered into the bus. When I went into that bus, I didn't even go and sit. First of all, I stood to be told with the experienced guys, where am I going to sit?
Where are you going to sit? Because you are young.
No, you know, those are the time which you can't even sit with somebody who's not even there. So because all the new players will go and sit closer to the drivers. So when I went there, I sat closer to the driver. So I was like, hey my God, now I'm wearing jersey number 13. Now najua this jersey number 13, that is a disaster. Went in, played. Kenya Breweries scored. They're leading 1-0. Oh my.
First half. Before
first half ends, red card. Now we are less.
Who was red carded by that time?
Andulu was my centre back, closer centre back too. And then the last 2 minutes we got a corner. Remember what I told you, I was very good in the air. I think, and that day Motego didn't score, so I was marking Motego. So we got a corner. When the ball came to me, the rest was history.
You scored?
I scored. You know? I scored.
Wow.
1-1. You know, that is the time.
How did you feel by that time?
I don't know, I'm afraid. You know? I'm a Luo, but I went to the guys who were drumming Skuti. You know, it was just the beats. I could have felt like
dancing with them.
Dancing. I was dancing with them. Not even I was dancing with them. But I didn't hear whatever they were talking about. But I can tell you from that day, we won that game 2-1. But from that day, I think things just went from 0 to top.
The best,
to the best. Because sometimes you get an opportunity, you grab it and you take it. So 92 I played with Leopards, 93 came. Again, now I'm performing very well. And with the national team at that time, had a very good, solid team. And then there's a centre back called Muhando. Muhando was from Bandari. Well known from the early age with the Pambozos and whatever. So he got an injury. Then when he got an injury, I was called. And that time I was in Form 3 now. So
still out of Fafajiriko.
Now I'm playing for Leopards regularly. And then 1993, I was called in the national team now.
Wow.
And then my first debut It was in Zaire. Now it is called DRC Congo.
DRC Congo, yeah.
And that is the time now we met the Michael Koth, you know, Samuel Molo. The late,
Michael Koth, I think.
Michael Koth, the father of Divo Korigi.
Divo Korigi, okay.
Yeah, Patrick Nachok, may his soul rest in peace. Abbas Magongo. So I really got the veterans now, the Alan Odhiambos, the Tom Odhiambo. You know, everybody was tough. And that was my first game now. Yes. And now I'm playing for the national team.
National team, yeah.
You know, funny enough, even when I went to represent the nation, we didn't get permission for me to go to Zaire.
From the school?
From the school. Hey, for me, I just thought this is another opportunity of me going. So the rest will be history. You know, whatever will happen to me later, I'm already in Shapan and Dege So my first debut was 1993, when that is the really debut with Zaire and Zaire. Yeah, I can tell you we played very well, and for me even playing Samuel Molo, because I played first of all with Samuel Molo when Gor Mahia played in Rwanda, and then from there we didn't play together. So I came to meet Samuel Molo again when we were playing the national team, and in Rwanda he just gave me an opportunity. I said, hey my friend, you're a good player. You're a good player. Just keep it up. So getting that motisha first of all from an experienced guy. So from then me and Pamzo were like buddies.
Very good friends up to now.
Good up to now.
Yeah, that's good.
In a sense that now from there we met in the national team again in Zaire. We end up beating them 1-0, and then I really played very well. It was a very good game. In Nairobi they beat us 3-1. So we went there, we beat them 1-0. So since 1992 playing for national team, 1993 joining the national team. It was now, graph was just going up and up. Yeah. But the fame was not onto me. Playing the national team,
you still remained humble.
I still remained humble again to the. Every time I was looking where I came from.
You came from, yeah.
And then playing for the national team. And then 1997 again, winning the medals again, the league in Kenya. So
you won the league with the AFC Leopards.
With the AFC Leopards and Breweries again. So 1997 I get an opportunity of going to South Africa.
Before you went to South Africa, you got a chance to go to Kenya Breweries.
Yeah, that was 1994. After I finished 94.
Okay. By that time you already finished.
Yeah, 94 because it was 1990 until 1994. That was 4 years of Fajerico. Yeah. So 1994 to 1995 again I played for Tusker.
But you didn't stay there for 2 years?
Yeah, I played for Tusker for 2 years. And then now 1997 now, that is the time now I get an opportunity. First of all, going for trials in South Africa. Okay. Again, when I sit down, I say that, you know, sometimes you get people who can help open doors for you.
That's true.
You know, there's a friend of mine now, he's a friend of mine, I cannot forget about him. Elias Makori was working with the Nation newspaper. So he went to Cape Town. I think for him, he just went for a tour. And then he saw Santos playing. At that time, they were called Light Body Santos. He saw the team playing, and then he just had a talk and a request from the chairman. Hey, there's another good centre back. Maybe he can help you to come and play. You know, funny enough.
He just talked to them, and
just talked to them, and for him, he just opened for me a door. And every time it was a matter of getting an opportunity, grab it. So in September 1997, I went to South Africa. I can tell you that it was so difficult. In a sense that now, first of all, you're leaving your friends, you're leaving your family, you can't speak the language. It is either you get it.
You get culture shock there.
Culture shock. I came in September, it was winter. So first of all, the first question I was asked, are you a runner or a soccer player?
Who asked you that question?
You know,
some players.
Those are the days Kenyans were just known in running. Running was top. But you know, I end up teasing them. I said that, you know, have you seen a good swimmer in Kenya? We had a very good swimmer who went to the Olympic, but he drowned. So they laughed because at that time we didn't have Kenyan swimmers. Now I think we are having. So I said, I'm a good player. So they gave me an opportunity. And I remember very well we went, me and Eric Otieno Cantona. Yeah, that's I think for him from.
Oh, you went the two of you there?
We went the two of us. One was playing for Leopards and me I was playing for Breweries. So we stayed there for 3 months. We normally call trials. You know, for me, one of the things which I always say that sometimes these things of trials, it is always a challenge, because staying there for trials, it was not easy. You know, it was very difficult. First of all, with the culture shock,
with the food, the people, the language,
you know, the language,
even the weather.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you look at a place and say, why did I come here? But I think for me, we really pushed each other, and I look back where I was coming from.
The good thing is you are not alone.
No, but sometimes again you're alone, but in a sense that we are from different, now we motivate each other. But in reality is how do you want it?
Okay.
You know, in a sense that we come from different families. That is Cantona coming from a different family, I'm there, but we support each other.
But did the other players from South Africa welcome you?
You know, it is always difficult because there's some will welcome you, there's some will feel bad. Because mind you, whenever you come in for trials, players will start asking you which position do you play. So if you come and say that you're a defender, the one who's a striker is breathing out because you know that, hey, more or less, my position is not going to go out. But the challenge normally comes in. When I was there, there was two centre backs who were playing. And these two centre backs were friends.
Okay.
And now somebody comes in from outside, and then his friend is not going to play anymore.
So sure, one of them was
his family who normally comes in and see his players, his brother playing every day, is now sitting on the terraces. So you end up becoming disciplined. So the discipline which I had in Kenya, it was less than the discipline which I had on the other side. Because now as a foreigner, you need to be top. You know, because there now you're a professional guy. How you walk, how you eat, how you conduct yourself. So in training, you need to be the top, because what are you bringing to the country?
To the country,
in a sense that, why should they choose you than the other person? So you need to be like, first of all, because you're playing the national team, you are a leader. Because the team will come in and say that, what is he bringing?
Yeah, that's true.
So when they look at me, Afrikaans at that time it was difficult. English at that time was difficult because I'm coming from Mtaani. We speak Swahili, we speak English, and now it's just a matter of English. You know, and I look at and I say that education is the key. So the schooling in which I went really helped me to speak the English in a sense that now, communication-wise, you know, there are small details which a coach will look at and say that, hey, that player is good. First of all, he's good in the air and he communicates. The player which you are having here, he was not communicating, he was not good in the air. So
you had a plus.
I had a plus. They gave me a contract for 1 year. Unfortunately, Cantona that was Santos. Unfortunately, Cantona was not selected. He came back. So I was forced to stay there alone. You know, I can tell you life was a bit difficult. You know, sometimes when you look at the calendar, you end up now, you know, rubbing the dates. Slowly, but you don't even want to see that date which was passed yesterday. You counting the day which you are going to. When you're losing, they'll start looking at the foreign player.
That's true.
You know, so first of all, they gave me a 1 year contract. I cannot lie to you, it was not a good signing, but I just wanted to come out of Kenya, getting that opportunity. But I say, give me the opportunity, we'll see what I'm worth. So 1 year becomes 2 years, 2 years becomes 3 years, 3 years become 4 years, winning medals now.
And by that time, what is the perception of people from your community, your family members, your friends?
No, but you see the friends now, they'll feel happy. But the challenges which maybe the local guys or maybe people doesn't understand, sometimes wherever somebody goes there, nothing comes from the moon. That's right. It is a matter of hard work. It's a matter of, you know, wherever you come in from overseas, now people know that si pro amekam in. So amekam na vitu za tupatie do. So when you come back home, sometimes it's always a matter of you're paying back. You're paying back instead of people coming you to tell you what you can do better, but in a sense of, hey, nipatie boots. It's not bad, but sometimes you're having your family. Sometimes you're having, sometimes you're having your dream to do.
And by that time, was there anybody from your family who was playing football also?
Yeah. That's what I told you, you know, in a sense of we come from a family of 11. That family we are 11. And now my younger brother called Eric Omondi played with him in the national team when we played in Nigeria. So we are two centre backs who came in one family. And that is a memory which I cannot forget, because that day my dad came to see us playing versus Nigeria. Two as his son
that was at Kasarani. The day the entire stadium was packed.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, you know, those are the negatives sometimes you normally find. Because even in your family, you find that your brother's family, you become the breadwinner.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, the sister which I had, which I'm still having at tomorrow, the husband knows that now your brother is a professional guy. So that is a burden which comes in.
Even in
you know, the family from the sister is like, hey, from other sisters is like the aunts Your son is playing overseas. So imagine all African players normally comes in. So the burden is always too big.
So the expectation from your family, your entire family members,
is always big. It's always
even
big.
the entire community. Yeah.
So the community is there. First of all, from your own family is there, and now the community is there. You know, the team, the guys you played with, the friends, you know, the people who have been supporting you. So it's always a lot to somebody who plays overseas, and you again, you have your own family. So
by that time you're already married.
No, you know, funny enough, you know, that's just you know, I didn't tell you. Already married at the age of 23.
Oh.
In a sense that it really helps me to be in South Africa and with a family. You know, I'm having a family. You didn't ask me. I'm having a family of 4 kids. You know, first of all, my daughter, she's 26 years old. You know, and my son is 24. You know, 2 of them are in South Africa. Now they're working. Yeah, the first 2 are in South Africa. The second 2 are one is in Mtakos High School in Form 1. The daughter now, she's finishing at Mary Hills Form 4 this year.
And by that time, because you are still new in South Africa, you had a lot of challenges in South Africa. How did you manage family life and football life?
The first 3 years, first of all, when I went there, I took a host family who were with me. And I think really the host family, you know, it's like a journey which I had mentors to make my job more easier. Because in South Africa, you know, Mrs. Vanike was there again with the family. May their soul may rest in peace. Again, I took a family who welcomed me at Santos, and I think they made my job more easier to showing me around. You know, and the discipline continues and continues. And you can see my journey is like each and every stage I was like having people who could have gone to them. You know, and the family at home, now I'm in South Africa. I forget what happened in South Africa. I'm having another family to there. The football comes in, coaches are coming in. Maybe somebody wants you, somebody doesn't want you. So it's like they always said, a contract for 1 year, to become 2 years.
2 years,
unknown. And then you say unknown to known. I end up becoming somebody who was like a runner, called a runner. I end up becoming a captain. And I think even
in Santos
at Santos, and even when I finished in 2010, you know, I played 450 games at Santos.
450 games.
450 games. I end up becoming a captain. And even my journey of coaching in 2010, in 2009, I end up playing again in the States. That is in 2009.
Oh, from South Africa you went to States?
I went on loan in USL2 in Ohio.
In Ohio, okay.
And when I went to States, I think that is the time now a team called Cleveland City Stars came in. And if you remember well, in 2010 there's a club which was born called Nairobi City Stars.
Nairobi City, I remember the team.
Nairobi City Stars came because of me playing in the United States.
United States, yeah.
Yeah, I was once a vice chairman of Nairobi City Stars, which when I retired, my dream was to come and be the technical director
in that team
of the academy team, which is called Hope Academy, which was supposed to be meant to be built at Nairobi City Stars. So again, playing, I ended up becoming an assistant coach for 2 years.
So you started coaching.
After I retired at Santos, I started coaching.
Okay, down there in Santos.
And Santos for 2 years.
Okay.
But before coming back to retire in Kenya.
Okay.
Kenya in 2010, and when I came back, I came back working for SuperSport.
Oh, SuperSport, yeah.
So I was forced to choose either stay in South Africa, do there, start a job there, or come back to Kenya. So when I was approached by SuperSport to come and analyze matches, that was in 2011. And I think it was not an easy decision. It was a decision which we need to come up with the family. Mind you, when I went to South Africa, I went alone. And then I brought my family. And now I'm in Kenya, coming back to Kenya, I'm coming alone. And then leaving again my family back there.
In South Africa.
In South Africa. Because it was not an easy decision. No, but for me, when I weighed two sides, in South Africa, they knew me as a professional guy. And in Kenya, there was that respect of the captain.
The captain of the national team.
Yeah, respect. People respect you.
Yeah.
I can start doing my own business and grow in future. Because sometimes when you are outside, the new generation which are coming in, and for me choosing back to SuperSport, it was a matter of working. And then the younger generation, we know that was our former captain who was analyzing matches. And again, through there, it was just part of the journey. And that's where I got an opportunity of coaching the national team. Because Bobby Williamson saw me analyzing matches, and he was very impressed with whatever I was talking about football.
Maybe before you even talk about coaching the national team, during your time at Santos, I'm sure you must have had the best moment there, and you must have had the worst moment. Can you just highlight some of the best moments you had at Santos? Yeah. Maybe you scored a good goal.
I think at Santos I had so many best moments, but one of the best moments which I can recall, you know, first of all, being given the Players Award, Sports Writer Player of the Year in South Africa. I think that was a big award to me, and that is the award which I was even given the Chairman's Award. You know, when I started, I was the first one to be given that Chairman Award, which in a sense that the Chairman just decided to award the player which he feels in the whole league that really impressed and the best. And I think that is an award which I was given because...
And how did you feel when you got the award?
No, it is a journey which it really motivated me because mind you, to all the players who are there, the foreigners and the local guys, I was given that award. It tells you that coming from a humble family, passing through perseverance, and then the first day you came there, somebody's like, this guy cannot play football. And then getting an award like that one, you know, winning the league with Santos, because, you know, winning a league, first of all, is one of the big...
It's a big achievement. Yeah.
Achievement to somebody, because winning the league, you cannot buy it.
Yeah.
You need to be the best. You need to work for it.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the moments which I say that it was through hard work. And for me, becoming a champion in South Africa. Even at Cleveland, you know, I went to Cleveland at the age of 34 in USL too. And I was a champion too. You know, and those are the things which some guys will retire without even winning. So it was a journey which, through hard work, through achieving. But I think for me, the most important thing, it was a matter of giving my life to Christ. You know, in South Africa. I can say that I really changed my life, how I was looking at things, because it was about just material things into this world. And I can say that decision which I made in 2004 really changed my life to how I was looking things in a way that, coming from my journey, I felt like God has taken me to a level where He has elevated me, and I started knew my purpose, because everything was about the captain. Musa Otieno is coming in. Musa amefunga, Musa ni pro, Musa ni nini. But I wanted to get something which was more than that. And that for me, giving my life to become a Christian, I think I went to another level in a sense of, you know, even with whatever I'm doing now here.
I think it's good you're touching that, because maybe most of the guys, they don't know you as a person that at least have also devoted his life to Christ. I think it's a good thing that at least you're highlighting it here.
No, I think for me, I can say that, you know, the journey, when I look at the journey, in a sense of, you know, I could have said that I was a Christian who was just going to church. But I think for me, giving my life to Christ, it really took me to another level, in a sense that I knew my purpose. You know, sometimes it was just not about me. Because I grew up in a poverty, I grew up in a community where embraced me, I grew up in, you know, in situation which was so difficult, even playing for God Maya. Because those are the days which were like, if you don't have a brother, forget about it.
And was there something in particular that really made you like choose that direction?
I think, and that's what I told you, in a sense that it was just about me.
Oh, just a person. Yeah.
It was just, I just felt like inside me it was about having money, the family is there.
It was just something like, was just like...
No, for me I just felt like I wanted more about this.
Okay.
Because, you know, even after going to church, those Sundays we were going to church, and then I met a friend of mine from Ambassadors in Sports, you know, Athletics in Action, called Mike Alford from America. And then there's a guy called Titus Magolo. Titus is like a mentor to me, in a sense that he's the one who brought this guy from the States. But I looked in a totally different manner, in a sense that, hey, he just asked me one question: if I die today, where am I going to go? I said it's heaven, because I knew that I'm a Christian. But I have to repent that whatever I was doing, it was just about me. I wanted to do a life with the talent which God has given to me. And that is where now I end up starting, first of all, the Musa Otieno Foundation, which was, you know, it was a soccer organization, which is more or less like a ministry. But we just use the tool of football to tell these kids that there is life skills. First of all, there is God, there is education, and then there is a talent.
Okay, maybe before we come now back to what you're doing at the moment, What do you think? Do you think really pushed you to the wall when you were at Santos?
I think for me, first of all, it was the family. Because every time I was in South Africa, taking the plane, going to South Africa, most of the time we find that half of the plane was white people in South Africa going there. First of all, in JKA, you are in the plane, you are going. I was like, first of all, there's a family who I'm representing, and now we are going there as a foreigner too. And it was a matter of discipline and working hard. Because once I was there, the mom was telling, just know that you have left us behind here.
Okay.
So I was fighting for my people, for them to have a better life.
Did you ever have any conflict with any player?
No conflicts. I cannot lie to you. Conflicts, it will always come. In a sense that sometimes somebody gives you a bad pass, and then you end up, making a blunder, and then it is caught. They look at you as a foreigner.
That's true.
Those are things which, but the question is, how are you going to manage? Something has happened, so how are you going to react?
That's true.
And I think for me, I was not like reacting as quickly as possible then, but after realizing that sometimes you need to tell somebody and then you move, but you just ask yourself, because sometimes you need to absorb something and then you speak, but those are moments you have come in, the red comes in, sometimes you are, hey, I'm not holy. Sometimes you make mistakes, but just for you to come in as a man and say, hey, nifanya makosa.
Adequate,
yeah, how can we move forward? Sometimes the coach comes in, he doesn't like you. What can you do? You just work even more harder to prove him wrong. Yeah.
And for the community of Jericho, they know you from the young age up to exactly where you are at the moment. If you were to leave Jericho today, what do you think this community will remember you with?
Wow, I think for me, first of all, again I can say that after giving my life to Christ, in a sense that, and that's why I can tell you that I started a program. I started a program in this community called, first of all, Musa Otieno Foundation. That is when I was still playing. But sometimes it's always very difficult for you to direct something and you're not in the country.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I end up now changing Musa Otieno Foundation to Kick Off to Hope.
Kick Off to Hope,
yeah. Kick Off to Hope, I wanted to change the community. They're just the way you have said. And for me to change the community, first of all, I look at it and say that there is no way I can change it alone. First of all, I need to have a church. I need to have a church. I need to have a school.
Okay.
And then how am I going to, first of all, to have it's like building a house.
Okay.
The school is like the foundation of the house, and that is a primary school. So I chose Dr. Kraft Primary School. I'm alumni at Dr. Kraft Primary School, and that is where I was born, and that is where I was raised. So sometimes you normally make a mistake of trying to change the whole community, which cannot
happen.
Which cannot happen. Yes, you can gather them all together, but if you can change one or two,
it's better.
It's better. Sometimes we fool ourselves by saying that the whole people cannot be like Musa Otieno, but if you can change one. So it is a ministry. Kick Off to Hope Foundation is a ministry. It's a ministry which we just took the tool of football to preach the gospel. As a believer, these kids don't want to go to church, so we take church to them. There is life skills.
So you at the moment you're using football as a tool that can be able to mobilize people, and then from that you can be able to pass the message.
And which kind of people are we approaching, or are we dealing with? We're having all the categories from the early age, the infancy, that is the 8 to 10 years, puberty there, the 13 to 14, the girls are coming in.
Okay.
So we have put a base at Dr. Kraft, which again we always say God is love. So the schools, when we came in 2011, we saw the condition of the school. It was not in a very good structure. We tried to make so many things for them to feel like they're at home, because they know where these kids are coming from. This is the story which I had when I was born is totally different to the story which these kids are having
at the moment.
So, but what can we do as leaders to help this community? First of all, it's for them to know Christ. Secondly, it's for them to get a good education. And then thirdly, it's for them to be healthy. Because I believe that if they're not healthy, sometimes we always say Bwana asifiwe, but Bwana asifiwe when somebody is hungry.
And you're hungry.
So once you get a healthy community.
So when you talk about healthy community, what are you doing to make them healthy?
Yeah, because those are first of all the things which you need to see how we can tackle.
Okay.
Because these kids are coming to play football. These kids are coming from underprivileged families. When they look at you as a father. They look at you as a counselor. So when Musa comes in, I'll tell them my story. but they're having different stories. But I'll just make them to feel like they're loved. So we want trying to make an environment where it is safe, an environment where we care about them, not only football. We give them the spiritual word, but even feed them. You know, in a sense, we say body, mind, and spirit. So we do all of that. But again, there's so many challenges. Nobody's paying for it. You know, we are just volunteering.
So you have to like deep in your pocket. And
it is just volunteering, and with the partnership which you're having, the guys who I played with in the States, they are supporting me as much as they can.
That's good, yeah.
But we are trying to make this community feel like there is talent in this community. There is God-fearing people in this community. God will take you to another level. For us, it's just like planting a seed. God will water it.
That's true.
And that's why I say I know my purpose now. My purpose is for me to give somebody a hope. A hope where God, a place where God will want him to be. Because I believe for me, where am I today? I was born in the community. There are some people God brought into this world. Musa has reached where he is. And I think it's for me, my purpose to know that, hey, somebody come taani. Lazima nimshikilie. Somebody kona talanta. Hii talanta yake anagoja tu a role model. Anagoja tu mtu kama Musa kumwambia, hey, jamaa kuna God. Jamaa kuna shule. Jamaa kuna education. And then kuna talent. Through Gava, hii talent inaweza kufeed. Hii talent inaweza kupeleka something somewhere. This talent which you are having, I'm living because of this talent. Unaona?
And do you think the Jericho community is doing the best to produce other Musa Otieno?
I think each and everybody has his own purpose. So once you share your purpose yako ni gani, it's not like Musa pekee ndiye ameachieve Dr. Ama Maringo, but it is a calling. Sometimes people are doing it not because of the calling. Sometimes people are doing it because it's a business. Unajua, nikishika tu mtu mmoja, and that's why I told you, sometimes you try to serve everybody. Haiwezekani.
Nataka tu mtu mmoja au ile.
Ukishika mmoja au ile utakuwa unasema, when I'm sitting down here or I'm speaking, you know, sometimes hata nikiongea, even when I'm speaking English, you know, I was told to go to school nilikuwa na hepa. Mbaya, na hepa tena ile tu mbaya. Now I'm speaking is like, hey, the teacher, hey, Musa, unaona umuhimu ya kusoma? At least you can express yourself. Maybe it's not up there, but at least I can speak.
You can speak,
and if I could not have gone to school, it would be difficult. So me, I thank the people who really pushed me to go to school. And that's why even for me, I'm pushing these kids because I know the importance of that education. You know, I know the importance of expressing yourself. So for me, as a sema, maybe with Kick-Off to Hope, we are having like 200 kids. These are kids who normally comes in and play. We feed them, you know, for them to know that, hey, sometimes you train these kids and you know they have not eaten anything. You take your car, you go home. Have you helped these kids? Yes, with the talent, but what is he or she burning? Anafai kwa mekula kitu ndo na imani. Unaona? So we are just here to give them hope. Unajua, God ndiye atamfikisha mbali anataka kufika. But for me, because I know my purpose, and me message ile tunaweza toa, the message which I can just give to the community and to the people around Kenya, first of all is to thank all the people who have been there into my career, because I think those people have made me and made me reach where I've reached. And again, on the spiritual side, to my spiritual mentors, I thank them a lot, because I think I know my purpose. And the only message which I can give to the upcoming young guys who has their dream, or even the people who are from my age, there's still hope. Unajua, these kids were coming into football, into education, into business. First of all, guys, put God first. Pili, write your vision somewhere, or your dream somewhere. Get somebody who can walk with you, a mentor, a teacher. But guys, life is not easy. Musa akai hapa because you're just seeing the other good side of him. He has been passing through challenges. Na pia God anatuambia haitakuwa easy. Unaona? But na believe there is a purpose for you to be in this world. Sometimes ngia kata tamaa hata kwenda kunyonga na haiwezekani. Get somebody, get a mentor. Me as somebody who has played football as a mentor, as an educator, as playing football, and now I'm sitting down as doing my CAF A license. I'm an educator which is coming into coaching. I'm here to help into coaching. I'm here to help into education. I'm here to help that at least somebody pale mtaani asikate tamaa. Kama Musa anafika pale, kama Dennis Olecha anafika pale, kama McDonald's maliza anafika pale, kwa nini usifike hapa? Jua nini unaweza fanya? Pata mtu. Walk na huyo mtu, utafika mahali unataka kufika. Najua to your program, to Bonge Sports, guys, you guys are doing a very awesome job. Tafadhali hii message yenu inaweza fika mbali sana. I'm here to help, I'm here to inspire, I'm here to work with you. Bonga Sports, you are doing the right job. Keep it up.
So once again, Musa, I would like to take this opportunity to really appreciate you, God, for giving us your time to talk to you, to get more information from you, to get to understand your path, and also to get to inspire other people. And I'm sure through this program, which is to Bonga Sports, many youth outside there, many children outside there, and also many parents outside there will get to make a step in their life. They're going to become very important person in life. They're also going to be in a position to make right decision, especially in whatever they're doing. So I really appreciate you so much, and wish you all the best, and keep on doing what you're doing. I'm still know that this is not the end. I'll still visit you guys, and I'll maybe one day get involved in what you guys are doing.
Okay.
So asante sana.
Karibu sana, nishukuru sana. Thank you very much.
So, and to all our viewers, we appreciate you so much, and please, I hope you've enjoyed this show. So remember to like, remember to share, and also remember to subscribe for more videos. Till next time, have fun. Bye bye.